We all need to stay home.
Stay at home.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Stay inside.
Stay in right now. Do it for humanity.
We're going to revisit this lockdown propaganda from 2020, where celebrities like Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller, and Steph Curry came together to tell you, the normal person, to just stay inside like them.
I had to go and confiscate my 84-year-old mother's car keys this morning. I survived a war. I was like, okay.
I wonder if they realize that people in urban communities don't have access to sunlight, yards, gyms, and most people living below or near the poverty line don't even have space. That's okay though. Just throw it all away to slow the spread.
Take this as an opportunity to, take a breath and maybe read some books or watch some movies or take up a hobby. I've always been interested in chainsaw art.
I'm going to react to these clips, play a lot more, and speak facts to these utter sellout goofballs. Who told them to do that? I highly doubt they did it under their own free will. Show starts now.
The Dream Rare Podcast, welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. It's the Dream Rare Podcast, welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dream Rare Podcast, and I found this old video from 2020 of celebrities telling you to lock down, stay home to slow the spread. Of course, we have mansions and pools and saunas and backyards, but you, urbanites in the urban community or that don't have a yard or people below or near or even above the poverty line that don't have space, I mean, it's just the same that I lock down, you lock down too to slow the spread. We're going to revisit this celebrity propaganda video. Before we do, I want to play a quick 1 minute, 30-second clip of my response to them crying about the Kanye stuff. I don't forget what you did. Childhood obesity went up, domestic abuse, child abuse, all of these things that you don't care about. Let's just play the clip. I said it best here. So let me get this straight. The same celebrities who got paid to push the vaccine and say whatever narrative they were told to say pushed pro-lockdown propaganda that disproportionately hurt the middle and lower class, and women, by the way. The same sleazeback celebrities that said nothing about forced masking on children that is messing up the cognitive function of many and putting them way behind in school. The same loser celebrities that said nothing about obesity, domestic abuse, and child abuse spiking because of the lockdowns they were promoting. This week want to roleplay activists again and pretend like they're the Martin Luther King of Jewish people by putting another square in their profile and condemning Ye? Give me a break. If you care about Jews so much, were you there for the Orthodox when they were being told they couldn't see their family or go to their place of worship? Were you there for Israelis when they were being bullied by their government and treated like prisoners if they didn't inject themselves against their will with synthetic mRNA by Pfizer? Oh, you weren't there? Oh my gosh, I'm not surprised you guys posted a black square in 2020. It's symbolic. It said nothing, and you know nothing. And to the conservatives calling Kanye an anti-Semite, you seem a lot more upset at his podcast opinions than you did when the Republican Party, including Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, passed anti-free speech and anti-protest laws in America for Israel under the guise of religious rights, but it included protection and speech laws for even non-religious, ethnically Jewish people, and it didn't include every other religion. If it's so easy to quash hate against religion and race with a speech law, why don't they pass more? Because it doesn't actually quash hate or violence. It's a joke, it's a lie, it's un-American, it's unpatriotic, and it's unconservative, but nobody wants to talk about that, do they? I'm willing to debate any big influencer, role-playing activist, but really just trying to cut out another man's tongue. Well, that's my message to celebrities who are like, oh my gosh, he's so bad. It's like, let's remember what you guys did during the lockdown, okay? Let's watch.
I'm watching you.
This is a message from the PSA broadcast system.
We all need to stay home.
Stay at home.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Stay inside.
Stay in right now. Do it for humanity.
Stay home right now, do it for humanity. We're all gonna lock in our mansions together. Oh wait, you don't have a mansion. We're gonna call you a racist, sexist, xenophobe for not voting for Joe Biden. And next year, we're gonna try to force a vaccine into your arm. And then we're gonna call you an anti-Semite when you realize who actually runs the media. But you can't talk about it, cause it doesn't exist, but it does exist, and you need to feel sorry for us, and we'll talk about you, but you can't talk about it. Yeah, oh yeah, we're all in it together, aren't we? Oh wait, what about the tens of millions of Americans who don't have big backyards and saunas and steam rooms and hot tubs? Yeah, we're all in this together. Childhood obesity spiked. There were reports of domestic abuse, kids forced masks for over a year, having trouble learning. But for humanity, shut up, lady Jojo.
I got a message for all you young people out there who think that it's business as usual. It's not.
We need to stop the spread of this virus, and we can only do it together.
And it's only going to work if we all do it together.
Let's act like we live in a community, not just by ourselves.
We can all come together collectively to stop the spread of this virus.
Marvel in the fact that the world is united right now.
Who's that lady at the end? I know everybody else. I guess, is she saying like a Marvel? She's from a Marvel movie or something? Was she supposed to be Ariel before they made Ariel black? Like they were going to go with her because they're trying to appeal to like suburban Caucasian moms who buy their movies. So they're like, let's make Ariel like a depressed, messy like wine mom to relate, and then they're like, no, we'll go with like Halle Berry or something. I don't even know who that lady is, but let's keep watching.
Everyone can be a carrier. We got to be smart.
Not just to protect ourselves, but to protect others and all the older people you love.
The longer we stay out there, the longer coronavirus remains a threat, and the longer the medical system really struggles.
So they're not going to tell you this, but it was slow the spread. They were never going to beat coronavirus or kill it completely. They said 15 days to slow the spread, and they use this celebrity propaganda to convince you, just stay at home. It's exactly the same. Of course, wealthy people losing money is a lot different than you, but we need to slow the spread because it's going to get so bad we're going to overwhelm the hospitals. And this is what they do every time. They move the goalposts. So once the hospitals weren't all overwhelmed, they built the Javits Center, they brought in shifts, most people didn't use them. They started saying, well, now there's too many deaths, now we got to stay locked down, but now there's too many cases, now we got to lock down, now there's this, we got to wait for a vaccine. They moved the goalposts 50 times, and I guess people didn't realize. I can't get over like that lady. Who is that woman? Maybe you guys watch movies and you know her. She looks like she just spent 5 hours crying, and then they put like a Hollywood camera in her face. It's like, can you let this lady cry, drink wine, and watch the Golden Girls? How dare you abuse this poor woman by throwing a camera in her face after she's been crying her eyes out all day? It's like, give her some space, Hollywood. Jeez.
Young people can get it, and they can transmit it to old people. And the next thing you know, I'm out of there.
I had to go and confiscate my 84-year-old mother's car keys this morning. I survived a war. I was like, okay.
Psycho-depressed Marvel wine mom, whoever that is, confiscated her mother's keys, who survived a war, because she wanted her to stay home. Think about how crazy that is. And this narrative perhaps bothered me more than anything, because people would say, well, let's protect the elderly by locking them inside. Do you not know how the human body worked? Even Republicans fell for this for a while. The human body needs to move, especially elderly people. If you make an elderly person that has a community, that smiles, that goes on walks, and you lock them inside for three weeks, you're not helping the elderly community more than the young, because they're more at risk. They're more at risk for everything. When you keep them inside for that long, their bones whittle down. How many millions of elderly people do you think died earlier than they would have, fell, broke their hip, lost muscle and bone situations because they weren't able to exercise? And this psychopath, wine mom, degenerate, Marvel, possibly affiliated, I don't know, had the nerve to take the keys from her mom. Do you see how crazy this propaganda is? And it was equally as crazy then. I'm sorry. Let's all stay home together and get fat and suck down canola oil, high fructose corn syrup, and watch, television. It's like, yeah.
It feels like the end of the world, but I don't think it really is. And I think we can try and help it not be the end of the world if we follow the instructions of healthcare professionals.
As best we can, practice social distancing so we can get rid of the spread of this virus as soon as possible. Flatten the curve. Make sure you stay 6 feet away from people. Wash your hands.
Steph Curry, I love you as a basketball player, but can you not act like you have a gun to your head reading a script? He's like, flatten the curve, 6 feet to slow the spread, social distance, okay, will you leave me alone now and let me dribble a basketball? It's like, yeah, you're the best three-point shooter of all time. You're amazing. I actually have your jersey. But do you have any soul or identity outside of just playing sports? No, you just do whatever the man tells you to do. It's not like Steph Curry woke up and was like, I'm going to tell people to social distance. Somebody told him to do that, and he made it clear by just being like, I don't want to be here. They told me to do this. I guess I'll do what they say. It's like, cool, dude. You're being used by people that are hurting other people. Very, very cool, bro.
Take this as an opportunity to, take a breath and maybe read some books or watch some movies or take up a hobby. I've always been interested in chainsaw art. Never had the time to explore it and been able to really get into it. I mean, I know nothing about it, but I'm learning every day.
Oh, that's really cool, Ben Stiller. You're sitting on tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, and you've never had the time to do chainsaw art because you've been so busy. Now you can. Meanwhile, there's domestic abuse, childhood obesity, people losing everything, thousands of people losing family businesses. They're basically being treated like slaves and prisoners by their government. But I'm glad that you took the time to learn chainsaw art. That's very cool, dude. Very cool. And here we're going to watch at the end how they use Hollywood propaganda against you, where now you have Robert De Niro doing like the Meet the Fockers thing, but he's doing it to tell you he's watching you to make sure you stay at home. This is why I don't watch movies anymore. I don't even know who that degenerate, like, crying wine mom is. It's like, who is she? I'm guessing she was the Ariel before the black Ariel. They're like, let's go with a white wine mom who, like, cries her eyes out and hates herself. And then they're like, wait, no, let's go with a black woman. It's like, whatever. I don't care if Ariel, she could be a Mexican transgender, pole vaulter for all I care. I'm not going to watch it. So, and I would never wish that children watch it either, but whatever. I'm sure it's going to be a classic. Right.
Just take this time to organize your brain, your house.
FaceTime your friends.
Watch a little TV, why don't you?
Let's stay in good spirits.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I'ma keep my ass inside.
I'm watching you.
Stay inside with me so I can call you a racist for not voting for Joe Biden. We don't care if kids get fat as long as they download all our stupid music. We don't care if your grandma can't even walk when we let her out the house, 'cause we got paid by pharma and the government. I don't know if they really did. They're going to be like, oh, I'm going to sue An0maly because it's a parody. Shut up. Stay inside with me, I'm JoJo. And all the celebrities are gonna call you anti-Semitic for noticing patterns of media control and people who hate you.
Dude, I love that song. What was that? Was that Who Let the Dogs Out, or what was that? Smash Mouth? Anyway, here's a video of Joe Biden, Rochelle Walensky, and Rachel Maddow that just belongs somewhere in this stream because they did say all this stuff and it needs to be historically documented, because the people who write history usually lie and then tell you that you're not allowed to say the opposite. So let's just make sure we document this.
We're not in a position where we think that any virus, including the Delta virus, which is much more transmissible and more deadly in terms of unvaccinated people, the various shots that people are getting now cover that. You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real-world data.
Now we know that the vaccines work well enough that the virus stops with every vaccinated person. A vaccinated person gets exposed to the virus does not infect them. The virus cannot then use that person to go anywhere else.
Stay inside and get poor for your favorite celebrities you watch on the TV. You should get really poor and fat while we get richer. You should get really poor and fat while we push propaganda. Get more poor for us. Please get more poor for us. Let the billionaire class make money while you sit on your ass and get Uber Eats. rights, and then we're gonna call you a racist, and then we're gonna call you a sexist, and then we're gonna call you a xenophobe for wanting a border wall. But we have walls at our mansions. Gun control is good because we got private security. And when we're done calling you racist, then we'll call you an anti-Semite.
It's a smash. Was that Whitney Houston? Is Whitney Houston in here? Does somebody see Whitney? Is she back from the dead? Is she dead? Did she die? Rest in peace, Whitney Houston. I'm not trying to be insensitive. It's all blending together. This week, I can't really even think straight. I just want to get on my knees and apologize to Sarah Silverman. I can't even think straight. I'm just like, I'm sorry for my existence. I'm sorry for noticing that you hate me, but I'm not allowed to even question why. It's like, okay, we get it. Should I go on a Ben Shapiro apology court? Listen, okay. Facts don't care about your feelings, okay? Unless the facts go against my religion and race, okay? Then I'm gonna call you a Nazi, okay? But I'm okay. It's like, right. Sorry, I'm losing focus. But yeah, the celebrities, they all came together to tell poor, middle class, and normal people to lock inside, and as they took up chainsaw art. Isn't that just nice? Thank you so much, Ben Stiller. How's the Zelensky thing doing? It's like everybody just now they're done pushing like lockdown propaganda. Now they're like flying to Ukraine to hang out with Zelensky. It's like, start a war. It's not a war. We just don't want diplomacy. It's like, hey, can we like strike a deal with Russia so Ukrainians and Russians can stop killing each other and Zelensky can stop sucking like millions of dollars out of America? It's like, oh geez, what did Putin tell you to do that? You think Putin told me that not to kill people? Like, I just don't want war. They're like, oh, that's Putin propaganda unless you give Zelensky money. It's like, well, maybe I don't want to give Zelensky money. They're like, that's anti-Semitic. It's, you know, there's always a word to stop you from saying stuff. But God bless you. God bless America. God bless your family. God bless the world. I'm going to keep this under 20 minutes. And I have some good news. It looks like Facebook remonetized my account. And I'm just speculating, but I think it's because their earnings report was so terrible. They've lost a crap load of money. Zuckerberg lost like tens of billions of dollars, I believe, of his net worth. And they're spending a lot of money on the metaverse, which nobody seems to care about. So they gave me my account back. They didn't even respond to my email yet with my support thing. So I highly doubt they gave my monetization back because they like me or they heard what I was saying. I think they're losing a crap load of money, and I'm one of the bigger influencers. So at a certain point, I think they need any revenue they could get. So when they cut off my revenue, they take half of it anyway, I believe. So, or part of it. So I guess I'm glad that, they switched their tune. That's definitely very crucial and exciting. Although I don't think they did it for the right reasons. Whatever. Appreciate you guys. I got a lot more analysis going on, including some cool stuff later this week. And thank you for watching. DreamRareLinks.com has all my links if you're interested. And DreamRare.com has these God Bless beanies. Thanks for watching. Thanks for laughing. And remember, get poor for Putin. It's never been a better time to get poorer and poorer and poorer for Putin. And it's never been a better time to lock in the house, and get poor for celebrities. I mean, the only way we're going to defeat the coronavirus is if they inject people with, 5 synthetic mRNA shots like Rochelle Walensky, and she still comes down with COVID-19. But you should know that, Ben Stiller needs you to calm down so he can do his chainsaw art in his mansion, okay? Have a good one. I'll be back soon.